What's up, nerds? Welcome to the feature match area here for some good morning magic from GP Liverpool. You can see on your screen the two teams we have assembled. Andre Stresky, Alexander Hayne playing against Daniel Ballison, Alvaro Sanchez Lopez, and Tony Ramos Pascual. Jason Chung on Mill, Tony Ramos Pascual on Tron. However, after a mulligan to 3 from Tony Ramos Pascual on Tron, we're not expecting that to be too much of a game ski. So we're going to head over to table B instead. Alexander Hayne on Scales, hardened Scales here. Alvaro Sanchez Lopez on Dredge. My name's Ronnie Knight, joined by Raphael Levy. Raf, good morning. Great to have you along.
Good morning.
And hardened Scales versus Dredge. These are two of the, recently ascended top decks of the format.
Dredge has been around for a little longer.
I understand that, but it has not been at the top of the tables for a long time. Since the banning of Golgari Grave Troll took a bit of a hit, but now Creeping Chills put it right back up there.
Yeah, Creeping Chill made change a little bit the direction of the deck. Mm-hmm. Now you have more reach, meaning that if your opponent stabilizes at 3, 6, or 9 life, you can hit them more easily. Not only you don't only have to rely on conflict rate.
Creeping Chill certainly turning a lot of the matchups on their head. Non-linear decks like Burn, extremely linear decks like Burn have a much harder time when your opponent's starting at a virtual 29. And now we're going to see a Cathartic Reunion, dredging a card that it discarded. And here is that first Creeping Chill. So if you haven't seen this card, it's a 4-cost sorcery that deals 3 damage to your opponent, you gain 3 life. But if you mill over it, you can exile it and get the effect for free. Can't even be counted by regular means. And as a result, already the clock has started for Hayne here.
You can exile it in response to counter the effect.
Ah, right. Surgical it?
Surgical,
yep.
Torment Script, Relic of Progenitus.
Yep.
Graphic Gauge would not work because you don't actually cast it.
Flash into Rest in Peace. Activate Alchemist Refuge. Flash and Rest in Peace.
There are ways to flash Rest in
Ley Line of Anticipation. Oh yeah. You ever played Commander with me, buddy? I play all my Magic during your end step. Don't even worry about it. Arcbound Worker the play here for the Canadian. Alexander Hayne, Pro Tour champion at PT Avison, restored, of course, with his Miracles deck. Lives very long in the memory. And here's Arcbound Ravager as well.
Yeah, not a great draw from Dredge. He out of the 4 cards he milled from the Shriekhorn and his 7 starting hand, he only found 1 Dredge card.
1 Dredge card.
And from the first Dredge of Life from the Loam.
So it looks like we got another Cathartic Reunion here, based on the way those 3 cards are being lovingly sorted out here. Yes, double Life from the Loam.
Now he shouldn't be able to miss here.
Yeah, so now we can have, instead of drawing 3 cards, we can Dredge Life from the Loam twice here.
We're going to ask our floor people to move the cards, if possible.
I've got a floor guy.
You got the floor guy?
I got a floor guy. I got a graveyard guy.
The graveyard guy?
Yeah, so let's get the graveyard guy to move that.
The exile guy as well.
The exile guy and the graveyard guy working overtime here. No, we will get that graveyard shifted just a little northwards here.
Is Hayne our graveyard guy? Because I think he's the one who asked.
Yeah. Alexander Hayne. He's a great graveyard guy. Oh, look at this. Oh,
wow, that's...
Oh, Alvaro Sanchez Lopez. Be still my beating heart. Separating them by relevance as well. I love it.
Can he sort them by alphabetical order as well?
That would be slightly less useful, but it would also be that'd be quite a feat.
That's pretty bad Dredge as well. Like there's no Dredge in the graveyard.
A lot of flashback to be done here. Maybe that's going to help him out. But the thing is, Hayne's got him on the clock.
Yeah, he needs... What does Hayne need to turn this game around? Hardened Scales. He has only 3 cards in hand and not much action on the board.
Yeah, so both players kind of fighting with wooden swords here. And we're going to see now Arcbound Ravager become a 3/3 thanks to the modular trigger of Arcbound Worker in addition to its own ability. And there comes the Bloodgust 1 Mulgeen back again with the Gemstone Mine. Here's a Faithless Looting. Sanchez Lopez will be hoping to hit something good. Well, there's a Dredger. Ooh, and there's a Prized Amalgam.
Yeah, later party.
Late to the party.
Yeah.
Turned up at about 12:30. Hey guys, what's up? We're here. I was like, oh, sorry, dude. Party's kind of over. Everyone kind of went home. We're just sitting here playing Super Smash Brothers. I mean, you can join in if you want, but you kind of missed all the, all the fun times.
Yeah, but since the arrives tapped, then it's like, oh, sorry, there's no controller for you.
Yeah. You're gonna have to use the Mad Catz controller that I bought for $5, second hand at GameStop.
Yeah. I played the winner. Yeah, okay, just next game.
next game. There was a great article in the Hard Times magazine, or the Hard Drive magazine. I think it's like the Onion for video games. It's very good. If you're on Twitter, you should definitely follow them. Hard Drive is for music. I think it's Hard Drive for video games. Hard Times for music. It's very, very good. But one of their recent headlines was, "Friend knows exactly where he stands after controller distribution," which I thought was very good. Here's a Hangerback Walker now, and we're going to get busy with this Arcbound Ravager as well. I always called it the little brother controller.
Little brother controller?
Because it was always the one that I'd force my little brother to use.
The one that controls people on TV?
Yeah, just the one that...
You don't know that?
I never played that joke, but that would have been... I'm disappointed that I wasted my childhood never pretending that I could control the people on TV with an Xbox control. That would have been very good.
Man, if you were a child with an Xbox was out,
yeah,
you're pretty young.
Yeah, of course, yeah. All right. Sanchez Lopez. He's got a bunch of dredges in hand. He's going to flash back a Faithless Looting and dredge this...
I predicted Narcomoeba coming out.
Little MP here.
Yeah,
there it is. Number 1.
There was no Narcomoeba in it for 30 cards. So now it's getting a little out of hand. And there's no real threat on Alex's side of the board.
1, 2, and 3 Narcomoebas as well. Look at that. A little bit of mitosis going on with these oozy fellows here.
If Alex manages to find a way to... if he finds another Arcbound Ravager,
Mm-hmm.
he can put a lot of cannons on the Walker and then make a lot of flyers. But he's missing Hardened Scales to really go off here.
Really go ham, yeah. So in comes the Bloodghast once again. No good blocks this time for Hayne. Or if he can... no, that's that Hangerback Walker was freshly cast, so can't activate it here. But we're going to have a couple of prized amalgams coming back from the bin as well for Sanchez Lopez. So better late than never. He's finally hitting his straps, and the dredge deck is finally getting the cogs turning.
Yeah, and then Alvaro is going to be able to life from the loam, get some lands back to fire off a big conflagrate.
Now we're going to see the Arcbound Ravager grow even more after this Hangerback Walker blocks and then is sacrificed.
There's a lot of chump blockers on the Alvaro's side, so...
Yeah, those Thopterinos aren't doing a huge amount. Here come the prized amalgams. 3 of them. Wow. Had one of them hiding away. They didn't see that.
It's a lot of people on the couch waiting for the controller.
Yes, indeed. This is where you want an Anger of the Gods.
No, but I keep winning. Sorry, I can't give you the controller.
I keep winning. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
So, just see that. We'll play. We'll play tournament mode soon. Don't worry about it. It's just after this.
Go get me a drink, please.
Yeah.
While you're doing nothing.
There's cherry Pepsi Max in the fridge. You can have some if you want. All right.
Not too much.
Not too much because I'm kind of running low. So Hayne now. Certainly on the wrong end of the pain train right now, I have to say. So what he wants to do. I mean, in this situation, it's difficult for the Hardened Scales deck to, kind of match them blow for blow when it comes to explosivity. If you're going to be explosive, you've got to get in a little bit earlier than this.
Now, game one is usually pretty hard.
It's pretty tough, right? I mean, they do have these busted draws that just beat anything at all.
It's not that it's impossible to win. But it's hard. Game 1 is hard.
Yeah, it's tricky. Walking Ballista's a nice one, though. That can stem the bleeding just a little bit. But again,
it changes a lot after game 2 when they have Tormod's Crypt and
Grafdigger's Cage.
The likes of Grafdigger's Cage, yeah. At least they have a way to interact with the graveyard. Here, just leaving Dredge, get the amalgams back, and play with the conflagrates. And now we're gonna see some creeping chills, I believe.
So Stinkweed mills over the final Narcomoeba, and here's a creeping chill as well. Deal 3, gain 3. So Sanchez Lopez well and truly in the driver's seat. He's got his seatbelt on, strapped in, ready to go.
Yeah.
And yes, he's in a good spot. He's in a great spot.
It's gonna be a tough one here. There's not a lot of cards left. At this point, he can't even rely on the 4th creeping chill. Does he have? Yeah, he has ways to dredge. So he has all the information. He can count everything that's going to happen. He can live from the loam, get some lands back, calculate exactly how he should distribute the conflict rates, and if needed, he can flashback a faceless looting to find the third creeping chill, to be able to put Hain at less than 10, to give haste to the 2 blood gas that are going to be in the graveyard. I wouldn't say this game is in the bag, but it's
approaching it.
It's approaching
the bag. Someone's holding it above the bag.
Yeah.
Like with a pair of those nippers, you know how you see the people collecting garbage?
Yeah.
And they get those nippers and they hold it above the garbage bag? That's what Sanchez Lopez is doing right now. He's got the game in his nippers.
The only thing is, how is he going to put it in the bag?
Yeah, exactly. So many different ways to do it. Do you put the bag over the top of the game and then tie it around? Do you Kobe the game into the bag from a distance? I'm doing all the associated hand movements as well, which is lost on the viewers.
But there's a lot of options from on the Hain side as well, because he can sacrifice his Ravager to pump the Walking Ballista and kill some attackers.
Just mow down all those X1s.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too much of a winning play since, well, then he would actually lose most of his board.
And the Bloodgast will just come back.
And the Blacks would just come back, yeah.
Of course, yeah. So we're going to see probably these fired off at the Narcomoebas here to get rid of them once and for all, because they aren't recursive, of course. Yep, there's number 1. And perhaps number 2. We see Narcomoeba played in Standard as well now, in Dredge. Dredge decks in Standard.
Yeah, I've seen a video.
Yeah, there's a pretty good video on Channel Fireball about it. What was it called again? Arena Lads?
Arena Men.
Arena Men? Arena Boys to Men? No, me and my friends Toffel and Yamin recorded a video with Standard Dredge with Darklight Phoenix and Creeping Chill and that sort of stuff. You can get across it now, channelfireball.com, or jump on YouTube, search Arena Boys Dredge, and you'll see us doing all sorts of silly nonsense with Narcomoeba. But right now, Alexander Hain is the victim of silly nonsense with Narcomoeba here.
Oh, and Jisun Chun surprisingly won game 1.
Yes, yes, it's looking pretty good for Strasky and Chung, even if it's looking bad for Alexander Hain, because Andre Strasky getting busy with a Game 1 win. And Jason Chung on Mill managed to beat Tony Ramos Pascual on Tron after the Tron player a mulligan to 3, which is never a good spot to be in, regardless of what deck you're playing. Unless you're playing against Owling Mine in 1976 or whatever it was.
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
I was close.
Although, Tron is probably the best deck to mulligan down to 3 or 4.
Yeah, because you just go
you can
3
still
Tron
go
lands Khan. Yeah. That's the strategy, right? That's the pro strat.
That's why you mulligan down to 4.
And so now, Hain still well and truly having a good old think about how he wants to this combat step to proceed. A lot of decisions to be made here, of course. Arcbound Ravager and Walking Ballista working together to manipulate battlefields pretty well. And we're going to see finally Hain pull the trigger here.
Yeah, it was a decision time. I think the judges were not far behind.
And it looks like this Ravager is going to become a very large one indeed. And I would imagine those counters are going to be plopped onto that Walking Ballista pretty soon, right? Man, just eating up this whole board here. Going to go for it.
So now what Alvaro has to do is just to shoot the... Does he have enough to shoot the Ballista with a Conflagrate? I think he does. And that's what he probably should do. Oh no, but he's just dead.
All right, so Hain takes 5. Life from the Loam.
He doesn't need to shoot the Ballista. He just shoots Hain's.
Yep, there we go. Hain on 6, and that's going to be enough there for a Conflagrate powered up by Life from the Loam to end the game. So after a rather convoluted combat step, we finally got there, and Alvaro Sanchez Lopez on Dredge picks up game number 1. And now, my friends, revered viewers from around the world, the good news. We're off to check into Jason Chung and Tony Rimas Pascual. Tron versus Mill. Let's get to it. He's an expotate? An ex-potato.
Extirpato.
An ex-potato. It used to be a potato. It's not anymore. So Khan Liberated has already been exiled, and now Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger is hitting the exile zone as well. So
any more win conditions?
It doesn't look like Ramis Pascual is going to have an easy time winning here. He's got double walking ballista in the bin as well. He's going to need something like a worm coil engine here.
No, I don't think I don't think he has any.
Wow, Chung has really done an absolute number on his deck here. And poor old Ramis Pascual.
2 swamps. Well, what else do you need?
Yeah, what else do you need? Done anything. You trying to get your fancy Tron lands together? 2 basics for me, my friend. And matching as well, beautifully. I think they're from Theros, those ones. He's an Ancient Stirrings. 5 cards off the top. And Ramis Pascual gets his pick of the litter here. So, Chromatic Star is the pick here for Ramis Pascual. Not a lot of else, not a lot of other stuff going on, of course. All the threats are, as you can see, in the exile zone there. I mean, what does Ramis Pascual do? What's his path to victory?
I don't think he has any.
Do you think he took out his Wormcoil engines?
Well, we haven't seen them when Jason was looking through his deck, so
That's bad. You can't.
I don't think he can win.
I don't think.
The other thing is, I don't think he's gonna deck Jason.
Yeah. That's it.
So what's I would be interested to see when the relic of Progenitors hit the battlefield, because it would have been extremely important to have been in play early.
Yeah.
To prevent the surgical extractions to hit the win conditions.
Yeah. It's a situation where you wanted to exile your own graveyard to protect them.
You target yourself.
Yeah.
And you exile the targeted cards, so your opponent cannot search your hand and library. Although that does not work against Extirpate, since Extirpate has split second.
Yep.
And you cannot respond to the exile effect.
So with just 2 swamps, it looks like Chung has cast an Inquisition, an Extirpate, an Archive Trap, a Surgical Extraction, and another Extirpate here.
He would actually be able to win just by playing a Pit Imp or Vampire Bat.
Yeah.
And just anything.
And just getting in there.
What else do you... The Will of the Wisp would not work. Just anything that...
They can do 1 damage.
1 power.
Yeah. And now it looks like Strasky is having another look through the graveyard, and he's not being caught out. That Urza land that has a picture of a tower on it is in fact a mine. The oldest trick in the book. That's how they try to get you. But no. Jason Chung knows what's up here.
I don't know. The Urza's towers look kind of similar to me. It's an actual tower.
It is. It's an actual tower. Yeah. But
I grew up with that picture of the mine of the tower mine being a mine.
Yeah.
So
they're mining sky gold.
I don't think it's too
from the top of the tower.
Too confusing to me, at least.
Okay. But. All right, that's like talking to a trained mechanic who, picking up some juju from the middle of the engine is like, oh, that's the transmogrification carburetor. And it's like, of course it is. You've been doing this for 30 years, mate. Of course you know what it is. So Chung finally finds that 3rd land. Ooh, maybe he can now put himself in a better position to win this game.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh.
Archive Trap.
What a dramatic reversal. Surgical your Archive Trap. Doesn't look like Chung has got one in hand, however. He's got Visions of Beyond. Let's see what the Kiwi wants to do here to respond. He may...
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good, because...
Yep. He's going to Field of Ruin the mine here. The mine that looks a little bit like a mine.
Yeah, is there...
There's another mine in the bin.
Is there win condition there? Oh, we're going to see soon enough.
So here's the Field of Ruin activation. This is going to take Sanchez Lopez off of Tron here. And I think he's thinking about cracking that expedition map here. Jason Chung takes a quick check at the life totals here.
20?
About 20, yep. So both players
let's have a peek at the
go hunting here. Now, the reason that we've seen the Surgical Extraction cast on the Archive Trap is because Chung has forced, well, not forced, but, made Tony Ramos Pascual search his library. So another archive trap in the hand for Chung would mean another 13 cards, which doesn't happen.
But it would still happen now.
It will still. So now we're going to see Visions of Beyond, draw 3.
Because now if he sacrifices the relic, then the surgical extraction would not actually resolve.
Yep. So 1 mana draw 3. Because there are only 20 cards in Ramos, or 19 now in Ramos Pascual's library. Doesn't draw the archive trap, unfortunately for Chung here. And all this, remember, is happening in response to that surgical extraction on archive trap. And if Chung had found another archive trap, of course, he'd be milling Ramos Pascual for 13 for free. But that's not the way this particular cookie crumbled.
So the strategy behind Tony's play here, I'm trying to figure it out. Is it to just keep Jason from helping Alex?
Oh,
like
the filibuster.
Because I don't think Tony has a win condition.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. And even if he did, this game is very, very much over.
I mean, something like a Thought Not Seer, perhaps?
But I haven't seen it. I don't think he has one.
Check this out. Chung is now targeting his own archive trap with surgical extraction, so his resolves first, and then he will just fail to find all of them in his library in hand. 250 IQ plays from Jason Chung, the Kiwi superstar here.
But this is just playing.
Yeah.
Child play here. What would I do that would look flashy?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a cool thing to do. Oh, so Jason Chung... Oh, couldn't find him. Couldn't find him. I had to look through my library. I just couldn't find any of them.
Because he plays this extraction just for no reason. Because... Not for no reason, but
okay,
his opponent does not have anything to take away anymore.
No. But there is a very important victory that may still elude Jason Chung. He's almost certainly winning this game. He's almost certainly winning this match. But the moral victory...
Let's look again. Let's have a look again.
The moral victory.
Oh no, there's an Emrakul.
What?
Ooh, no, there's an Emrakul.
Which Emrakul?
The new one.
The new one. Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. Okay, all right.
It kind of looked like a Nurse's Tower.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
All right.
So 18 cards left for Ramos Pascual.
There's still some game.
All right.
I thought it was Nurse's Tower. It's not.
I mean, but you can see how you make the mistake. It's an elongated, tall thing.
Ooh.
And here's a relic. Ooh, you don't like that, Raph?
Well, how is he going to cast Emrakul if he doesn't have a graveyard?
With Tron.
Does he have the Tron?
If he cracked the expedition map, he almost certainly went and got another mine.
All right. It's fine then.
Oh, and Jason Chung is all over it. He knows exactly what's up. He knows exactly what's up here. And now with blue mana, thanks to that Field of Ruin, getting the island.
Are we going to see Emrakul?
Here. I mean, there's a good chance it's in this Ancient Stirrings. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's not.
The Whipsky. The big Whipsky finds only Chromatic Sphere here. Might take a Tron land instead. Oh no, a Relic of Progenitus. All right. Now it is going to be the Sphere after all. But Chung now has unlocked some other cards in his hand. Glimpse the Unthinkable and the like. And you would have to say that's a
good chance to hit.
A good chance to hit it. Seeing it there, unless it was up before the Ancient Stirrings, the actual last card in Tony Ramos Pascual's library, it'll be hit by this next glimpse.
So at this point, you have to play the map to put the four cards.
Yeah.
From the bottom
back into the mix.
In the deck, so you have less chances to hit the Emrakul.
So there's the map. And in response, Ramos Pascual...
And find nothing.
Ramos Pascual has to shuffle his library in response to something like a Glimpse the Unthinkable, because that Emrakul is definitely not the bottom 5 cards.
Yeah, and if oh man,
so it'll be milled over if but he's going to go for a Hedron Crab here instead.
But would Emrakul actually win this game?
And now a land mill you for 3. If this hits an Emrakul, it's probably going to be it. Chromatic Star. Oh, we didn't get to see it. And now a Glimpse the Unthinkable.
No, but that's going to be enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, he has to crack it. Like, it's going to be there for sure.
It's going to be there. There it is. There it is. And with that, Tony Ramos Pascual, unfortunately for him and for Tron players around the world, a stunning victory from Jason Chung. Yeah, next level plays. Surgical, my own card in response to your Surgical.
Well, that was the fun game to watch.
Oh, mate, this is the new... Welcome to the new meta. Welcome to the modern mill meta, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to have you. Jason Chung is our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, Jason's been playing this deck for about, 3 weeks now. Non-stop.
Yeah. And mill aficionados from around the world will be jumping for joy here, clicking their heels like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. They can't believe their luck. Mill is back on the menu, boys. Let's move back over to Alexander Hayne and Alvaro Sanchez Lopez. Looks like Hayne is having a better time of things now with Sanchez Lopez off to another quiet start with his dredge deck. Maybe a mulligan here has impacted his early start because, as you can see, no third land as of yet. And no cards in hand by the look of things as well here, Raph.
Oh, what happened?
What went wrong? Here's a live from the loam now. Dredge 3. I mean, how bad can your dredge hand be that you want to mulligan?
Oh, there's a lot of reason why you...
Are there a lot of stinking hands for dredge? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Any hand without an enabler.
Yeah.
If you have no lootings, no reunion...
Nothing to sort of get the, nothing
no
to...
Shriekhorn.
Nothing to sort of kickstart the engine.
Yeah, none of these 12 cards or no lands. There's a lot of hands you want to mulligan dredge.
Here's live from the loam. Brings back
one land
crypt. Oh no. Poor old Sanchez Lopez having a terrible time of it here.
Man, where are the lands?
We're in a tight spot here. And with Andre Strasky a game up as well, 1-1 with Daniel Ballaston, it means that as soon as those guys start, we might actually be able to jump over there. Oh, they're underway, so here we go now, because this one is actually going to be the decider. We can move away from that sort of broken dredge start here, not in the good sense, the broken in the bad sense. Double Ether Vial for Andre Strasky. Again, if he wins this game, then that's the match. Ballaston has to win this game to stay in here and keep the dream alive for Alvaro Sanchez Lopez. It's not looking good for the team on the right.
It's a pretty good start. Only one land, but that's the good one-lander.
Yes.
The one-lander with the 2 Ether Vials.
Is pretty good. And here is now Mausoleum Wanderer. Bit of a shortcut there for Strasky, putting a counter on both Ether Vials, saving that dice placement equity there, and now gets in for 1 with the Mausoleum Wanderer. In hand, Unified Will. Great piece of interaction against creatureless decks, of course.
Good way to counter Terminus.
And we're going to see Thalia, Guardian of Thraben main phase, which I like. Very tidy play here from Strasky. It's going to hamstring Ballaston's development of this match, this game, very profoundly, I would say.
Oh, wow. And I don't think Daniel has a third land.
Going to have a hard time interacting at this stage. Something like an Oust is needed or a Path to Exile. And there is the Oust. So at least getting rid of Thalia for this turn. Unless Strasky chooses to trade in the Mausoleum Wanderer, and I think that's a good call. Keep that Thalia on the battlefield. Restrict and constrict Ballaston's mana.
Ooh.
And a Geist of Saint Trapped off the top.
End of turn. Geist of Saint Trapped off the Ether Vial.
Yeah. Yep.
That's going to hurt.
Oh! Terminus off the top. But this is one of the reasons that Ether Vial and Collected Company are so powerful, in that, an end-step Geist and an end-step Rattle Chains here means that even after that Terminus off the top for Ballaston,
he's going to need another one.
Strasky's still getting it done. In for a bunch. Take 8, says Strasky here, and Ballaston.
He's going to need a lot of Terminus. Oh, he's on 7, so he's just dead next turn.
Yep. A Selfless Spirit thanks to this Ether Vial, and this one, that should be that, really. This is a big attack for 10 now. Even if Ballaston has something like a Path to Exile.
No, he could play Opt into Terminus.
Opt into Terminus. All right, let's go. Here we go. Daniel Ballaston, it's time to cash in that one time, my friend.
He doesn't have an Opt.
Doesn't have the Opt, doesn't have the Terminus, doesn't have the one time. So, game, set, and match to Andre Strasky, Alexander Hayne, and Jason Chung. There you can see Chung very, very happy indeed. His mill deck firing on all cylinders, and these guys improved to 9-1. A great start to their tournament for sure. My friends, As we welcome you back to the booth here, my name's Riley, joined by Raphael Levy, of course, the Hall of Famer. It is our great pleasure to bring you continued coverage of GP Liverpool. We're going to take a quick break, but of course after this we'll be back with more magic. We've got Time Walk Magic lined up and then more live rounds with Tim and Frank. But for now, stick with us through the ads and we'll see you back here in Liverpool after this.